Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. All of my beautiful people, all of my beautiful people from the state of New York. It's your boy Big Ghost Rider here, man. We got some great content to go over this morning. We do. We're going to be talking about the state of the United States economy. You know what I'm saying? I think that is very important. You know, there's a lot going on in this world right now. Of course, we all know that. You know what I'm saying? From the murder of one of the largest and biggest conservative voices in America to a war still being raged in Russia and Ukraine, which we'll be talking about tomorrow, which so many people, so many human beings are dying. That is a world crisis. To a war still being raged in the Middle East, which is important to us because we were over there fighting wars for what, since the 90s. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on in America. There is a lot going on in the world, but we cannot forget about the economy. That's so important. Good morning, Jay. Jay, will you please, if you guys are on the cell phone, all you got to do is just double tap your screen. Just double tap your screen. Thank you. Thank you. If you guys are on the cell phone, get the algorithm up, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. I know I am super early. I'm usually on at 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern, but we're going to go ahead and jump into the content. Excuse me. Good morning, Mr. Cod M Pro. Good morning, Sharna. You know, you guys keep those comments coming down below. I appreciate the love and support. You know what I'm saying? We'll go ahead and get started. So jumping straight into the content, guys, if y'all do not know, I'm live from New York, upstate New York, near the Finger Lakes. I'll jump out the way for just a second and let y'all check out the content. We lakeside this morning. Gorgeous, gorgeous day in New York. You know what I'm saying? New York is a gorgeous state, of course. America is a beautiful nation, man. That's why we should love our nation, man. We want to love our nation and we want to support our nation. We want to support our leaders, regardless of what political party they're in. We're going to talk about that this morning. Okay, jumping into the content, you know, it's your boy Big Ghost Rider. That's what they call me, Ghost Rider. And if you guys don't know, I am a litigator. I state facts and stats. It can be boring. I'm not 100% accurate on everything, but the things that count, I am. The biggest thing for me is truth. I will bring you guys the truth with no spin. Okay. My views are conservative. I got a lot of love for President Trump. Let me run that back one time before we get into the content so we could get out our feelings. We got to teach each other to be able to hear negative things without wanting to lash out. So let's do this again. Okay. I got a lot of love for President Trump. So check my heart. This isn't coming from a place of hate. I'm bringing you this content from a place of truth. It's predicting and forecasting, sort of like the economists do or weatherman do, but it's from a political standpoint. So I'm going to go over the numbers. I'm a numbers guy in the economy. And we're going to talk about the trillions in new revenue the United States is making from the tariffs and how President Trump said he was going to use some of that tariff money to help his people and others across the world. This is his words. He said he was going to use some of those trillions and that tariff revenue. Okay, there's an important court case assigned to that tariff revenue, and we need the courts, the Supreme Courts, to allow President Trump to keep that revenue. He's going to use that money and that revenue to help Americans and people across the world. So it might sound harsh, but it's coming from a place of love, whether you on the left or you on the right. So take what you can out of it to help you as a Republican, to help you as a Democrat, to help us as Americans. moving forward. So, guys, let's get straight up into the content. Our source is the USA Today. It was published on September the 6th. If you guys want to go check it out. The United States hiring slowed further in August as Donald Trump's aggressive trade, immigration, and federal layoff policies took a winding toll on a rapidly soft labor market. What's wrong with Ghost? Why he get up like that in the middle of delivering the news or the content? Because this is where my Republicans get mad. This is where my conservatives get upset. They hear the first negative thing or possible negative thing about Big President T, the hero, and they get upset. Listen, I understand in this situation with President Trump, it might be a tad bit different than others because President Trump has went through a lot more than other presidents. But what I'm saying is this, according to USA Today, saying aggressive trade. In my opinion, we need aggressive trade with that big deficit that we have. Trade deficit and the debt. Aggressive immigration, federal layoff policies, softening labor market. Let's look at the numbers. Employers added a disappointing 22,000 jobs, and the unemployment rate rose from 4.2, which is the low. 4.1 President Biden had it at was the lowest in U.S. history. It's to 4.3 now, which is the highest level since October of 2021. And that's why that matters. That's why it counts. Because that unemployment rate is at the highest level since 2021. The Bureau of Labor Statistics said on September the 5th. Also, some more worrisome news when we're looking at the economy. Payroll gains for June and July were revised down by a total of 21,000 and revealed the economy shed 13,000 jobs in June, the first job losses since the depths of the pandemic in 2020. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're independent. If you care about America and America's economy and you see those numbers, that is worse. I'm celebrating President Trump. The stock market looking great, better than ever. You know what I'm saying? Adding the jobs, getting U.S. Tariff revenue, getting investments from other nations for AI and for other things. I'm celebrating him. He's done a great job on the economy. Listen, we got to be realistic. If you go back and you look at any economic forecast for America, at this time, we were supposed to be in a recession right now. So when President Trump came in with those aggressive policies, you would think that we would be fast tracking for a recession. I'm talking about in March, Forbes was predicting there was a 65% chance of recession that never materialized. That's a big shout out to President Trump. That's a big, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. But also being real, that being said, if we look at the numbers that's being forecasted right now, the numbers being forecasted right now is that the United States economy, the United States shed 13,000 jobs. Somebody in the chat, somebody in the stream, good morning, Greg, good morning, Eric, somebody down there, y'all please put what is the definition of a recession? Y'all please put it down below. If you guys know, put it down below. What is the definition of a recession, man? You know what I'm saying? You start talking about the net gain. The goal is to create jobs. On top of that, you're deporting a lot of illegal immigrants, so that's like opening up more jobs. On top of that, you gave these rich people one of the largest, if not the largest, tax cuts in U.S. history. And according to Republican and conservative philosophy, that is supposed to create even more jobs. I'm talking about been getting trillions of dollars of investments from everybody all over the world, from the Saudis, from Qatar, from American businesses. So what we are looking at right now, what I'm expecting to see is an economic boom. That's what President Trump was promising. I'll give it to him. To be fair, he didn't say it was going to happen in the first year necessarily, but he said he was going to create a golden age. So if we creating a golden age, what I'm saying is, according to the stats in June, that's not what's happening. 13,000 jobs is what the U.S. economy shed in June. Okay, let's keep going. The report would appear to cement a widely expected interest rate cut, which has already happened, if you guys didn't know. The first since December at the Federal Reserve September 16 through 17 meeting, economists say. The brutal July performance prompted Trump to claim the numbers were rigged and take the unprecedented step of firing BLS Commissioner Eric after he has nominated her as replacement. E.J. Antone, a local BLS critic, and chief economist of the Conservative Heritage Foundation. One thing I can say about President Trump, and again, you Republicans might get mad, but you don't need to get mad. You need to listen, because this is all facts and all truth, and you're going to learn that about Ghostwriter. This is what I do. Another thing I could say about President Trump is that he is too quick, in my opinion, to go to war. There is a time for war. There is a time for combat, man. One thing I could say, man, 1 year anniversary of a Miller Ray legal. 3 years anniversary of a Miller Ray Legal LLC. That's my business, but it's a 1 year anniversary of Legal Wars Live. We started this podcast supporting VP Harris. As a conservative, one of the main concerns that I had about President Trump becoming president, and if you guys know, y'all could say it for me, was the chaos. Now, I'm not saying it's chaos or it's chaotic. I'm not saying none of that. He overperformed economic expectations. Overperformed. I could say by any economist, whether they're on the right or the left, man, I'm telling you, it's been predicted that we will go in recession. So I'm saying he overperformed every economic expectation to this point. So don't get it confused. I'm not hating on him. But what I'm saying is that economy has to grow. Listen to me. I'm finna tell you something, okay? This is the whole key to all of the politics in America. All of you politicians, you guys need to listen to me right now. The concern, this is coming from Ghostwriter, who has been to 16 states so far. I've talked to hundreds of people all over America, rural communities, in the cities, everywhere. From what I'm hearing, the concern of the American people, the major concern, the consensus that they're all saying in one voice, it might not be the same words, but they're saying they want to have access to the American dream. They feel like they don't have access to the American dream no more. And that's a lot of Americans. Everything's too expensive. That's the main problem they have. They worried about putting their kids through college, man. They're worried about health care, being able to afford health care. If you 45 like me, you might not be that concerned, but I'm concerned. I have health issues at 45. But some young 45, they might not be that concerned, but for people who are 50, 60 years old, that health care is important. They concerned about health care. They're concerned about being able to afford gas, being able to afford groceries, and having extra money saved. That's what they're concerned about, man. And I'm saying whoever is preaching having access to the American dream, that's who's going to win in any election across America, man. And that's just facts. The move itself, ironically, has raised questions about the accuracy of the job data in August and coming months, but most economists have voiced confidence in the integrity of the numbers, which are compiled by hundreds of researchers. Healthcare, a reliable jobs engine, the past couple of years again drove the payroll gains with 31,000. Healthcare is so important in America. We're going to talk about that in a minute in pertaining to the economy. And leisure and hospitality, that's your boy Ghost Rider out here showing you guys this beautiful lake out here in upstate New York, the Finger Lakes. You guys get out there and explore America. Leisure and hospitality, which includes restaurants and bars, included 28,000 jobs, but professional and business services shed 17,000. Manufacturing, which has been buffeted by the tariffs, lost 12,000 jobs and is down 78,000 jobs this year. That's one of the main things President Trump did, is promise to bring manufacturing back. U.S. construction even lost 7,000 jobs. The public sector being down 16,000 jobs. I mean, I don't think that's because President Trump, he's been cutting around the edges. So, we got to let that finish working itself out, including 15,000 by the federal government, which is down 97,000 positions so far this year under the Trump administration's massive federal layoffs. Although the August numbers were highly anticipated, they may not serve as the final word on last month's labor market. Initial readings of August payroll growth have fallen short of economists' forecasts in 10 of the past 15 years. Goldman Sachs said in a research note. Subsequent revisions have upgraded the totals by a median of 61,000, the firm research also said. Okay. The feeble report all but confirms a Fed interest rate cut later this month. It has already happened and raises at least the possibility of a half point rather than a typical quarter point reduction, Saunders said. It also suggests the central bank may reduce rates by more than the quarter point decreases officials forecast in June. What I will say, though, in favor of President Trump, all of this could be working out perfectly for his favor. And I'll tell you why. At this point, if you have the economy not doing so good at this point, you see what I'm saying? You got to think about it. The election, the midterms are over a year away. And the Republicans, President Trump said he wants to have a convention. Conventions are usually every 4 years. He want to do a convention at the midterms. Even though he ain't going to be at the ballot, if they do a big convention with all that pageantry, I think the effects, that's to me, that's so smart, that's so brilliant. Because the effects of a Republican convention, a national convention before a midterm, you know what I'm saying? President Trump won't be on the ballot, but he could really mobilize his base. What I want to say, though, is that if in point or in fact right now say that we do go into a recession and we see consecutive months of negative job growth, that's what a recession is, okay? The stock market, everything's going to see the effect. Say if we do go in a recession right now with President Trump and them doing that rally, and we finna talk about those rebate checks, because I'm saying with them lowering the interest rates, this is the best time to invest for anyone right now. So I'm saying if people get in there and they start investing, the stock market could rebound, or probably is going to rebound. And then if he give out rebate checks, the people will be on the side. You know what I'm saying? And then come time the election time, you do a convention, it might go better for them than expected. But I'm saying all I could do is go by the facts and the stats. And the facts and the stats right now is leading us to President Trump with that American rebate check, man. Make sure you guys, if y'all haven't already, y'all double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Most importantly, guys, y'all Republicans, Independents, Democrats alike, y'all jump down below in the comments, man, and let you guys' voices be heard. We talking about that job report, so the ugly performance implies further action will be required to stabilize the labor market before year-end. Economist Samuel Toombs of the Petron Macroeconomics wrote in a note to clients. Fed fund future markets now anticipate quarter-point cuts at the Fed's 3 remaining meetings this year. After the bleak July jobs report, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said downside risks to employment are rising, leading most economists to predict the central bank will lower its key interest rate at the mid-September meeting, most definitely. Okay, the Fed reduces rates to bolster a staggering economy and raises rates or keeps them higher for longer to curb inflation. Trump's tariffs pose an unusual dilemma because they're both pushing up prices and dampening economic growth. What you guys think, man? Y'all jump down in the comments and y'all let y'all voices be heard. This information is brought to you by USA Today on September the 6th. If you guys want to go fact check the source. You know what I'm saying? What you guys think about the U.S. economy right now? What you guys think about the state of the U.S. economy today? How does it feel to you, Eric or Greg? How does it feel to you? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel things are better off 7 months ago or 8 months ago before President Trump took office? Do you guys feel that things are better than they was 8 months ago? Maybe they are. That's the question, man. Y'all get down in the comments and let me know. What is the current unemployment rate for Black people? The weakening labor market is especially challenging minorities and other disadvantaged groups who struggle when fewer jobs are available. What I'm saying is, to me, is that information right there will determine the next election, the midterms, 10,000%. Is that the labor market is weakening and it is becoming more challenging for minorities and disadvantaged groups. So I could say this, man, if for certain people, it might look like they're under attack. Because look, just feel me though. You got to be able to see things from both perspectives, okay? So say you see ICE or you see all these federal agents coming into your community and they snatching people. And then say you got healthcare and all of a sudden say your healthcare is getting more expensive. And so your healthcare is getting more expensive. You see ICE in the community grabbing people and say now it's harder to find a job or you can't get a job. So that's what I'm saying for Republicans. They got to pay attention to this because that don't look good at all. The jobless rate for Black people jumped from 7.2 to 7.5, the highest in nearly 4 years, and it has surged from 6% in May. Unemployment from Hispanic people climbed from 5% to 5.3%, the highest since November. See, I did not expect this with President Trump's economy. I didn't expect to see numbers like that. And I don't know if he expected to see them too. And I'm going to tell you why. Well, it's good to have the numbers and the news and the statistics and the education and some, but you got to mix some common sense up in that pot for this to work out. So let's pour some common sense up in the pot. So President Trump is going in the neighborhoods and say he's snatching immigrants. I'm snatching immigrants. I'm going to farms in California, which had 8 out of 10 workers are immigrants, and I snatched 2 of them, so they down workers. And say I'm going to the Home Depots, I'm going to Chicago, LA, what cities he been to? He's snatching immigrants. Well, the primarity, the majority, the highest number of immigrants that he's snatching is going to be of a minority race. Am I right or wrong? I'm not being racist by saying that. The majority of immigrants, you want to start naming the nationalities from all over South America, the Haitians. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying, if you say, oh, you're not counting the immigrants in the unemployment rate. Okay, I feel you. We don't count immigrants in the unemployment rate. But if you snatch immigrants out of these communities, they're in the communities. Most of the immigrants, you're not going to find immigrants on Lake Erie. Most of the immigrants are on Lake Michigan, on South Beach in Lake Michigan. You see what I'm saying? That's not their neighborhoods. Most of the immigrants going to be in Detroit. You feel that? They're going to be in Philly. They're going to be in Allentown or Pittsburgh. They're going to be where. So if you going in those communities and you snatching immigrants, you snatching jobs, you pulling away jobs, you should be making job opportunities in those communities. That's what I thought was going to happen. Your deportation plans was going to create jobs in those communities, right? Make America great again. Keep America first. We talking about America first and Americans having those jobs. Well, I'm saying with that game plan that you had, the jobless rate for black people jumped from 7.2 to 7.5. That's concerning. That's all I'm saying. If you're a Republican, you could take it the wrong way. You could go cry about it. You could shed tears about it. That's on you. But what I'm saying is that is concerning. If I was a Republican and if I was in President Trump's White House, or if I had a line of communication to him, you need to address it. Hispanic people climbed from 5% to 5.3%. So what I'm saying, if you pulled in more Hispanic and black voters, you pulled in new voters into this coalition, you're trying to keep these voters in this coalition in 2026 when they go to the polls for the midterms, where historically the numbers are down. It's national elections, but there's not a candidate that's running across every single state. The numbers of voters are down. The incumbents' enthusiasm, is down. The Democrats' enthusiasm is definitely going to be higher. And then I'm saying those voters that you expected to keep, Ghostwriter know what he's talking about, bro. This is not no conspiracy stuff. This is predictions and these are projections from politics, political science. Those voters, what we call those food stamp voters, who I think is going to decide the next election. The midterms are going to be decided by voters who make less than $50,000 a year. Ghost told you that first. They're going to decide it because it's going to be a referendum on President Trump's economy. How has he done? The main reason why he won the election is because of affordability and access to the American dream. So after we gave you 2 years, we're about to vote a referendum. And what I'm saying is, I believe the majority of the voters in which we should watch as political pundits is that crowd of 50,000. Let's look them up real quick and we'll get back to the content. Let's look it up real quick. Real quick, y'all, real quick. The majority of the voters who make under $50,000 a year, I think they are gonna be critical and crucial because they were called food stamp voters. These are the voters who voted for Barack Obama in 2012, bro. We talking less than 12, 13 years later. Y'all feel that? And they went to the Republican Party. So let's look at these voters. How many voters made less than $50,000 a year? Let's look it up, y'all. How many voters? How many of it is them? This is Financial Times, and it was published on November. Y'all, give me just a second. Gotta clear this stuff out. Okay, we're gonna accept that. It was published on November the 9th of last year, okay? Donald Trump's win gave Republicans their highest share of the popular vote in 2 decades. And the way they got there, the first time in 20 years, I'm telling you, you could call them the working class, you could call them the poor voters, you could call them voters that make under $50,000 a year. I don't care what you call them, but President Trump connected with them and they believed in him. They want that first term Trump presidency back, man. It revealed two big shifts in the U.S. electorate, from the Democratic Party reliance on wealthier, college-educated voters to the power of such issues like immigration. Low turnout by Democrats also hurt Kamala Harris's chances, while support from traditional left-leaning groups such as Hispanic and Black voters fail. What I just told you, man, Ghost know what he talking about. I ain't read this stuff. I ain't even read the article I'm prepared. The info I'm giving y'all right now, I'm reading it with y'all and breaking it down with y'all. The results also show poor and less educated voters now think Republicans best represent them, a reversal from 12 years ago. What I'm saying is, what you think them voters gonna do when they see that the prices of nothing has failed? What you think them voters gonna do? Look, we just looking at the numbers. The numbers just showing me the numbers are allowing me to make my predictions and projections and tell you what these guys are gonna do. That's what the numbers are gonna do for your boy Ghost. That's what the numbers are doing for Ghost Rider. They let me know, okay, what the voters are going to do. Those poor voters that we talking about. Y'all give me just a second. I need to get my stuff back up here. Here we go. I don't want to start. I got tomorrow's live stream up. I don't want to start talking about Russia. Hey, but look, what I'm saying is that's letting me know most of those poor voters you talking about, Black people, well, the unemployment rate jumped. It's up to 7.5%. Hispanics, it's up to 4.3%. If we look at the unemployment rate for the lower white voters too, because the majority of food stamp people who get food stamps are white. You might not realize that. So there's a lot of white voters who make under $50,000 a year, and primarily all of them voted for President Trump. So I'm saying we could look at the numbers for them too. Their unemployment rates are high too. So as a Republican, as a conservative, you have to sell them that your plan is working. Whenever the Democrats are giving them numbers to show of how much of a ginormous tax break you gave to the rich people. And at the same time, in their poor communities, whether they're white, Black, or Hispanic, they flipped and voted for you Republicans. They expected help from you Republicans. They expected prices to be lower from you Republicans. They expected something. And they seen the rich people get a ginormous tax break. And if they didn't see it, the Democrats are going to show it to them. What is the current U.S. labor participation rate? Once again, this is the USA Today, and this was published on September the 6th of this year. A small silver lining. Unemployment rose because the labor force, which generally has shrunk this year due to the immigration crackdown, added 436,000 workers. The labor force includes people working and job hunting, and a bigger supply of job seekers ultimately could help boost payroll growth. So I ask everyone in the stream right now, if you guys are watching this from a cell phone, all you have to do is just simply double tap your phone, double tap the screen. That's liking the video. You guys please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you can see us every time that we go live. And also, guys, in this stream, everyone is welcome. I just want to ask that you guys be respectful to others. I welcome you guys, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats. Jump down in the comments below like you guys are now. And now let's start a conversation, okay? Let your voices be heard. One last thing, we do have to pay bills. I don't get no money from no sponsors, no political parties. I've been accused of that before, or no one else, guys. Just to let you know, them super chats, them super stickers, and them super thanks start at 99 cents. If you want to donate to the channel or start a conversation, have your comment read, please hit that button $7 with the $ in it, and your donations are much appreciated. I want to shout out all my channel members. You know what I'm saying? My boy Brian C. that's been participating lately. I got to shout out Angelo. You know what I'm saying? Donate to the channel. You know what I'm saying? My boy Colin, of course. These are all my people, loyal supporters. And last but not least, my big baby A New. Been giving them channel memberships and them donations, guys. Channel memberships start at $2.99, guys. If you guys want to join the channel, your love and support are much appreciated. Now, that being said, back to the news. That topped the additional 288,000 additional employed people in August, pushing up the unemployment rate. A survey of households determines the unemployment rate, and so the numbers differ from the widely reported 22,000 job gains, which is based on a survey of business and government work sites. The labor force participation rate, the share of adults in the labor force, ticked up 62.3% from a nearly 3-year low of 62.2 in July. So that's good news for President Trump in that. President Trump's policies likely will continue to discourage hiring in the months ahead, forecasters say. This is USA Today's news, and that's what they're saying the forecasters say. How do the tariffs affect the labor market? Listen, I'm going to say this, and I've been one of the loudest voices for this. If there's one thing that President Trump is doing that is ultra controversial, that I have stood 10 toes with him from day one, is those tariffs. I think it is absolutely necessary to allow the U.S. president to be able to impose taxes on foreign nations for the good of the United States and the American people. Come on, guys. And I'm going to give this, I'm going to do this one time for you guys for the sake of this live stream and for the sake of the argument, because this argument is so important, man. President Trump has had an uphill fight with these tariffs, even against Republicans, man, prominent Republicans. They beefing with him over the tariffs. Let me explain something. How big is the U.S. debt? Let's start right there. How big is the American debt? Let's start right there. So a lot of you guys know this, but I'm going to just state facts and stats, okay? How big is U.S. debt? Okay, the United States debt, national debt, meaning how much money that we owe. I'm telling you why President Trump is doing the tariffs. We're going to get to that rescue package or that rebate check he's giving to us. But this is important. This is very important. The tariffs is important, and it's important to the rebate check because that's how we're going to get the money, okay? So y'all bear with Ghost and let me get there, okay? $37 trillion, the United States national debt, okay? That equals more than $109,000 for every person in America. We talking about children too. Who could pay back $109,000 in America? A lot of rich people can, but what about the poor people and their families and their children? A family of 7. That means that debt for America is over $750,000, and that's money that they didn't accrue. But let me tell you something, okay? Let's just say you got your family, and it's you, your wife, and your 3 kids. And your wife come to you and you say, hey, baby, I got all the bills down here, right here on paper. What the bills looking like, honey? You know what I'm saying? Got to take the glasses out talking about money. What the bills looking like, honey? Okay, baby, this is what's going on. And all our bills, we paying $1,000 a month for the rent. We paying $500 for our car note and insurance. We paying $150 for the light bill. And we paying $1,200 a month. Remember, your highest bill is $1,000. And we paying $1,200 a month, not on the debt on our credit card. We're not paying $1,200 a month on the debt on our credit card. We paying $1,200 a month on the interest on the debt. The highest bill America have. You always want to cut different things. You want to cut Social Security. That's like your rent. You want to cut Medicaid and Medicare. That's like your house note. You want to cut TANF and you want to cut these entitlement programs. You can't afford to cut them, man. Those are our bills. See, you got to get somebody up there with common sense who could talk to you, who could see this. Because, see, this is why every single presidential administration have these same struggles. So President Trump kind of got it a little bit right. Besides cutting Medicare and Medicaid, that's his way that he decided to do it. That's neither here nor there. I'm just saying it's going to hurt him politically. Because anybody who cuts any entitlement program, you're going to pay for that politically. You cannot cut your rent. You cannot cut your car notes or your insurance. But what I'm saying is that you still got this debt, and you paying more on the interest on the debt than we are on national security. You don't need to cut national security. So, Ghost, where you get the money from? Where would you get the money from? You and your wife talking about that situation. Where y'all get the money from? Baby, we got to increase the revenue. So, if we got these bills that we got to pay, we can't go borrow more money and get more debt, get a second credit card like I just did. You know what you got to do? You got to increase the revenue, baby. We got to go get a second or third or fourth or fifth job. We got to make more money. President Trump realized that. By making more money, he cut the deficits just by bringing in tariff revenue. Tariff revenue, he plans to do a lot of things with that tariff revenue. See how y'all thought I was going to be hating on him the whole stream? Ghostwriter's not like everybody else, bruh. I'll get into that in a minute. But with that tariff revenue, though, I'm not hating on him. I'm just telling facts. That's all I do is report facts. With that tariff revenue, he's using that money to that $38 trillion, which would amount to $109,000 that will fall on the head of every single American. He's trying to cut some of that debt. He's cutting some of it. It's the number's too big. He didn't make the whole number, but the policies he's enacting, he's cutting some of that debt. And with the tariff money, according to President Trump, we're taking in trillions with the T. According to President Trump, we're taking in trillions with the T of new revenue from tariffs. So with that tariff revenue, what President Trump said he wants to do is give every American worker a rebate check. And he said he'll also be able to help foreign nations like the Palestinians, the Palestinian children who needs to be fed. I know that there are some business owners who are being hurt and affected by the tariffs. That's why we need our own lobbyists to let our voice be heard as we the people, to say, hey, President Trump, while you in Congress is working on that bill, that rescue bill that y'all going to start working on soon to help the American people, y'all could put in some data and information in that bill that could help American businesses that's been hurt as well. President Trump, this is how you win in 2026. This is how you hold power, by connecting with the people. You don't have to redistrict to connect with the people. The people voted for you. All of those voters who made less than $50,000 a year, you know what I'm saying, 37 trillion in debt. All those voters who made less than $50,000 a year that voted for you, I'm saying that rebate is how you connect with them. Okay? That's how you connect with them. Point blank, period. Tariff revenue is hurting a lot of things. It might be hurting, like you might say, it might affect the labor market. That's just adjustments President Trump has to make. But I agree completely with tariffs. Tariffs are making America very wealthy, America very rich. That's what they're doing. So that tariff revenue, we need America, the government is making a lot of money off them tariffs. Hey, President Trump, give us some of it. The people need some of that money too. The government can't just get rich and the people don't get nothing. Under y'all, yeah. Nah, that ain't how this works, President Trump. We need some of that money too, okay? The Trump administration is sharply cutting the federal workforce through layoffs, hiring freezes, and buyouts. From January through July, the federal government has shed 97,000 workers. You got to know that those job cuts are going to hurt your economic numbers. You have to know that. A federal hiring freeze has been extended from July 15th to October 15th. And more than 150,000 federal workers have accepted buyouts. That means it's going to get a lot worse. The job numbers are probably going to go down even further, while tens of thousands more have been laid off. Just some of those layoffs have shown up in the monthly job numbers. Just some of them. Listen to those. I'm trying to tell you, them numbers going to get worse now, because they have been challenged in court. But the Supreme Court struck down that injunction in early July, and Goldman expected federal job cuts to more dramatically curtail the August payroll figures. How will President Trump's immigration policy affect the labor market? This is the thing that I thought would affect the labor market positively the best. If you snatch in immigrants who are primarily minorities, shouldn't that open up the job for other minorities? But it hasn't went like that. So according to USA Today, how is President Trump's immigration policy affecting the labor markets? President Trump's immigration crackdown, which includes deportations and stricter border enforcement, has crimped the supply of workers in industries such as agriculture, construction, and hospitality. Oh, ghostwriter, you was wrong. It happened the exact same opposite way. The opposite way. Oh, it happened the opposite way. What you mean? Oh, the Democrats was right? Oh, they might have been right. Uh-oh, it's time for you Republicans to get mad again. Time for you to get mad again. Listen, this is what I'm saying. You are going to need some sort of immigration to spur or to continue job growth. You don't have enough American workers to work all the jobs. Understand that. Comprehend that. You do not have enough American workers to work all of your jobs. If you want to argue with me, you can argue with me and you're going to come up wrong. You are going to have to keep some of that immigration. And I'm not talking about the immigration that the Republicans are promoting to get millionaires. Yeah, you want all the brightest people to come to your nation to help contribute to the workforce. But what I'm talking about is those construction jobs that those immigrants are working. It's helping them. It's helping their families. That Americans don't want to work. Americans who in this stream right now, you raise your hand. If you're a conservative, you voted for President Trump, you MAGA, you believe in America first, Americans should be worried. There ain't nothing wrong with that. That's your political views. I believe in the freedom of speech and accepting everybody's political views. My question is to you, which one of y'all are volunteering to go work those $7.50 an hour jobs? Put your name down in the stream right now. So we could go ahead and get a list of y'all, and we could go ahead and send it to President T. So we could say, hey, President T, you know all those job losses with them immigrants? You know all them immigrants leaving them jobs, and even though they might not be reporting, everybody, if you saying that the immigrants are getting snatched from the jobs and we not counting those numbers, but we look at job numbers and see losses like that, then that means that it's worse than we predicting. That's what that means. It's even worse than we thinking, or it's worse than the numbers saying, because we not counting the immigrants that's getting snatched. That should be opening up jobs. All it's doing, listen to Ghost, it's opening up low-paying jobs that no Americans want to work. And so now you got them low-paying jobs wide open, and no one wants to work them. It's hurting the economy. It's slowing economic growth. Does that make sense? If you got 8 immigrants and you done snatched 3 of them off of a farm in California, okay? then what that means is that farm is producing 3 workers less work. How, depending on how hard those workers were and what positions they were in, okay? So say each worker is given 10% of the production of that farm. If you snatch 3 workers, then you're taking off 30% of the production. Who's going to fill the jobs? Who's going to go fill the jobs? So now you hurting your economy because you getting less production because you got less workers. And so you were saying with your whole thesis with the American first that the Americans are going to work the job. But the problem is with your thesis is that Americans are not trying to go work the low paying jobs that those immigrants are working. That immigrant in America with that job might bring home $300 a week. That's all he gonna make in a month or 2 months in his country. That $300 a week is all he'll make in 2 or 3 months in his country. So he taking that money, sending it back overseas, and that's helping them overseas too. That's another way to look at it. President Trump's immigration crackdown, again, this according to USA Today, September the 6th, this is what they saying in their reporting, so you could go fact check them, which includes deportation and stricter border enforcement, has crippled the supply of workers in industries such as agriculture, construction, and hospitality. Job growth in such industries fell to an average 4,000 a month in the second quarter compared to an average of 27,000 a month in 2024. And what I'm saying is if you, Goldman said, this is according to Goldman Sachs, what I'm saying, if you moving forward with those policies, that's what's happening to your economy. Overall, the U.S. labor force has shrunk by over 400,000 since January. Since January, we are down almost 500,000 workers. You said they're not counting the immigrants that's being snatched? Is that what you say? You say they are not counting the immigrants that's being snatched, and we down by over 400,000. Is that facts? If that's facts, how many immigrants have been deported in the first 7 months? So you down that many more workers. It's not growing the economy, it's shrinking it. The labor force participation rate, the share of Americans working or looking for jobs, slid to 62.2% in July, the lowest since November of 2022. This has no signs of letting up, Capital economists wrote in a note to clients. You could get mad if you're a Republican, or you could use wisdom, and you could see those numbers and you can make adjustments and changes. Bottom line, man. But the truth is the truth. You know, you have certain groups and organizations who sell propaganda to the people. And so they keep giving the people propaganda. And in the end, I'm saying if we end up in a recession, if we end up in a world war, who cares about propaganda? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Propaganda does not matter. We need to look at the truth, and we need to look at the facts, and we need to face the facts and get our feelings about all of the facts and truth, man. All you guys in the stream right now, I ask that you guys will like the video and make sure you hit that notification bell for me. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Guys, everyone is welcome. I see y'all down below in the comments. I'm going to try to jump down there in just a second. You know what I'm saying? Republicans, independents, and Democrats. Y'all let y'all voices be heard. And one more thing, guys, we got to pay the bills, man. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no sponsors or anything like that. Not taking money from no political parties. This is my 16th state, over 100 cities. So super chats, super thanks, super stickers. They start at 99 cents if you want to donate to the channel or start a conversation. You know what I'm saying? You guys jump down there and let your voices be heard. I'm gonna get a couple of you guys comments in. So I got Stephen Wilson. He says, I don't know who you are advocating for it, but it's not we the people, it's Trump and his corporate friends. What y'all think? You guys think that ghostwriter is advocating for President Trump and his corporate friends? Then you are not following the content, sir. You do not know me personally. Who has heard me, like, listen, who has heard me, because a lot of guys and you, who have heard me speak out against the big beautiful bill? Who has heard me speak out against cuts to Medicaid and Medicare, bruh? Medicaid and Medicare, bro, I did a whole vlog, We the People too, in Tennessee of all places. And I interviewed a gentleman who said that Obamacare saved his life. I don't care nothing about no politics, boy. This is the people. We the people, like me, like you. I don't care nothing about politics. I'm in Tennessee going to Trump stores with a camera. And I interviewed this man that said Obamacare saved his life. Obamacare has done good for a lot of people. It has done good for me as well. So if you ask me from my experience, I spoke out against Medicare and the cuts to Medicaid and the cuts to TANF and any cut to any entitlement program or any poor person. We the people. Yes, I'm standing 10. Now, the way President Trump runs his presidency, that's something totally different, sir. I believe, listen, if you don't believe in tariff revenue, then come up with a plan to cut a $38 trillion debt in which you cannot cut entitlements. It's going to kill you. Because I'm saying cutting entitlements, the Republicans cutting them entitlements like I've been saying, but the young man is saying that I'm on President Trump's side, but the Republicans cutting the entitlements is going to kill them, bro. In the midterms, I've been screaming that and preaching that the entire time. How can I be on their side protecting billionaires? I don't understand that. I don't see that. I'm an independent. I have conservative views. He is the president. I agree with those tariffs. Those cuts to Medicare, Medicaid, and TANF, which Representative Mike Johnson said they were not going to do, and President Trump said they were not going to do. If there are cuts to TANF and to Medicare and Medicaid, that is going to hurt them tremendously. I believe, among other things, that healthcare is one of the primary reasons President Obama became president in the first place. And the Democrats, they achieved healthcare. That's one of the biggest legislation since FDR. They achieved it. They passed healthcare. But they got off the argument. And President Trump beat them at their own game, promising the people stuff, putting his name on checks. Y'all hold that check. Y'all hold them FEMA checks. What y'all holding that FEMA check for? Oh, yeah, hold on a second. Y'all hold that FEMA check. Hey, Don Jr., bring me one of them gold pens. Put that Donald J. Trump on that check, baby. You see what I'm saying? So, no, I am not for no special interest. I'm not for no rich people. I'm for the people, man. Me and you, that's who I'm for. And any politician, I don't care who the politician is, stands against the people, they are standing against ghostwriter. I'm for the people. Let me tell you why I'm for the people. Because you guys think, and this is the problem in America, the whole problem in America, even with the killing of Charlie Kirk. If you guys do not know, and I've been told this, I didn't know this at first, that Charlie Kirk said things against minorities, a lot of them. President Obama said his wife was one of them. He did say that. But still in all, I'm for protecting free speech and allow him to be able to say whatever he wants to say. That don't mean that I'm supporting what he's saying. Do you understand that? That's how you have communication. Someone has to communicate with the other side if you get unity and if you get peace. How you gonna talk? That's why Putin and Zelensky can't talk right now. President Trump told them to get together. They're not going to get together unless he in the room. That's the problem. That's what's going to end up happening with the Republicans and the Democrats, because you can't talk to the other side. I'm going to talk to the other side, both sides. Me personally, I agree with the tariff revenue. Any tax cuts for rich people, I am adamantly against that. And somebody please show me some content where a big ghostwriter said that he for tax for rich people ever. I'm talking about before Legal Wars Live. I'm talking about before Live With Memories Travel, before the channel even started in 2020 on YouTube in August. Show me any content anywhere I put on the internet. I'm talking about I started posting on what's the MySpace. I started posting on MySpace, my first app. Show me where I ever thousands of posts ever supported giving tax cuts to rich people. I never supported that. I support individual politicians and their causes. President Trump won the election. So yes, I support some things he do, and I don't support other things he do. But the tariff revenue, I have supported. Okay, so let's continue with this. Okay, this source is the Pensacola News Journal, and it was reported wrote August the 12th. So you guys, if y'all saying, oh, Ghost is saying that we are going to get an American Worker Rebate Check or American Worker Rebate Act of 2025, ha 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 ha. Well, how Ghost know this? Ghost act like how he knows. So I'm giving you the information. I'm not a news reporter. I'm just giving you the information so you can know too. Okay, the American Worker Rebate Act of 2025. That's what we pushing for. We lobbying for. Call your senators and congressmen. Tell them we need some of that tariff revenue. Pensacola News Journal, August the 12th. President Donald J. Trump has shared a possible plan to give money from tariffs back to taxpayers. Yes, President Trump, I think in the environment, and that's why I gave y'all that news first about the job reports. It's not to knock or hate on President Trump. This is how you fix it. Okay? President Trump, guys, we might have a train coming by, a horn blowing, and if we do, I'm going to get out the way, guys, and I'm going to allow the train to do its thing. I think that's so cool. Hold on real quick, y'all. I'm talking about, hey, you go to 16 states all over America, man, the things you'll see, man, that's awesomeness. But look, though, so the thing is for President Trump to get ahead of a possible recession, to get ahead of negative job growth, to get ahead of high unemployment numbers in the minority communities, and all those trillions with the T, according to him, that America has been making off the tariff revenue, it's time to give some of that money back to the taxpayers. If none of the black people in America, rich people or poor, I'm talking about the black people in which President Trump's policies are helping them. If none of the famous black people in America can have a conversation with President Trump, if nobody who represents a minority community, if nobody who represents the poor part of America can have a conversation with President Trump because they feel like his policies are not for him and they hate him. But I'm saying someone's going to have to be able to talk to him and say, hey, President Trump, we starving over here. Somebody's going to have to do it. Scott B can't do it. Which one of President Trump's cabinet goes to grocery stores, knows what the grocery prices are, has to pay a light bill or rent? They don't know what's going on. So the people, we the people, have to communicate that to them. So saying just supporting him, I'm saying, come on, guys. It's too much hate in America. Just because you hear me speak good about a politician doesn't mean I support him. And just because you hear me speak bad about a politician don't mean I'm against him. You got to get to the no ghostwriter, and no ghostwriter love the truth, so I speak the truth. That's what that is. That being said, do I have love for Big President T? Yeah, I do. I got love for him. But I don't throw me supporting and loving billionaires and giving tax breaks to billionaires. That's just not factual. Okay, guys, I'm going to keep going to it. Responding to a reporter who asked about all of the tariff revenue coming in and the possibility of a rebate to American public, Trump answered, we're thinking about that, actually. Listen, what I'm saying is, this is a conservative voice who knows and who's here with the poor community, who understands politics in America, who's saying to President Trump that, yes, we need that American rebate check, especially with the negative job growth, especially, do you guys get where I'm coming from? How can you not have a conversation? Colin says not only the free speech doesn't exist, when representing a company, there's company guidelines to having that abated. Paul, what's up, Paul? What's up, Colin, my brother? Paul says the Democratic never had anyone fired for speech, and I challenge anyone to find any instance where that happened. You guys are definitely in here talking about free speech, so I'm going to get to that in just a second, guys. Let me go ahead and finish this off. We have been streaming for about an hour, so if you guys want to change the conversation to free speech, that's a hotbed topic. I'll jump on that real quick. But first, what is a rebate and a stimulus check? According to Legal Information Institute, a rebate is a partial refund of a payment or deduction from an amount already paid. It can also refer to a government subsidy to assist with rent payments, okay? And that's the 2021 Recovery Rebate Credit. You guys know about that. Let's see. I just want to give y'all what President Trump has said. This is President Trump in his own words, okay? According to the Pensacola News Journal on August 12th, it was published. You want to fact check me? We have so much money coming in. We're thinking about a little rebate. But the big thing we want to do is pay down the debt. But we're thinking about a rebate, President Trump said in a July press conference. We're thinking about a rebate because we have so much money coming in from tariffs that a little rebate for people of a certain income level might be very nice. President Trump, your mindset is in the right place, man. Help the people. Where's that gentleman at that said, I don't care about the people? Where's he at? Where's he at that said, I only care about protecting the rich? We have so much money coming in. We're thinking about a little rebate. Yes, President Trump, the people, the poor, do something for the people. They need a rebate, okay? But the big thing is we want to pay down the debt. Yes, President Trump, you guys definitely need to pay down the debt, okay? Now, let's keep going. We are thinking about a rebate because we have so much money coming in from the tariffs. So President Trump is telling us that they have a ton of money coming in from tariff revenue. He's telling us that, ain't he? Isn't he telling us that? He's saying they have so much money coming in from tariff revenue. So we know they got the money to give us a rebate. Just a few days after the president's tariff rebate comments, this is my favorite senator in the United States, guys. I promise you. I think he is absolute best senator in America. Missouri Republican Senator Josh Hawley announced the American Worker Rebate Act of 2025 aimed at sending checks to all Americans. If you are in this stream right now, y'all stand up and y'all salute Missouri Republican Senator Josh Hawley, a young, a smart, a forward-thinking Republican voice in the Republican Party, man. He sees us. He hears us. Representative Hawley, he hears us. He got President Trump's ear. That's what we got to do, man. I represent the people. You can't say that Josh Hawley don't represent the people. I seen Josh Hawley fight, just like I seen AOC, just like I seen Jasmine Crockett, just like I seen Kamala Harris. I seen Josh Hawley fight for his people in his district. And you don't usually see Republicans do that. He said, man, this big, beautiful bill, I'm going to end up voting for it probably. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But that don't mean he's supporting it because he said it's not going to help the people, the constituents of his constituency. You feel what I'm saying? He said that. Go check me. I heard Josh Hawley. I watch a lot of political stuff everywhere on legacy, from legacy media, from the internet, online, everywhere. And I heard Josh Hawley say that several times. He fights for the people like AOC do. It don't matter if they're Republican or Democrat. It matters if they care about the people and the people's rights. That's what matters. We the people. The whole vlog series, guys. We the people. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's 16 states. That's over 100 cities. You know what I'm saying? That's over 16,000 miles traveled. 7 months on the road right now, guys. Out here, upstate New York. Seven months on the road, 16 states, 100 plus, and we not finished yet, y'all. We the people. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They are under the video tab. Legal Wars Live. Guys, I've brought y'all at least 2 years worth of content in our first year anniversary. Legal Wars Live. Over 200 live streams. That's 10 recorded interviews. And we talking about in 5 different states. I spoke to hundreds of people while I've been out here. I see my calling in the chat, man. We need to get those channel memberships up. I appreciate all y'all support. I know Colin probably would have never imagined, bro. Starting off in that little bitty room I call the war room, man. Spending 21 hours a day in there, going live from there. The live streams I brought you guys, you know what I'm saying? So, guys, I appreciate y'all. That's my take on it, man. The state of the U.S. economy. The reason why President Trump could give a rebate check that'll help him out tremendously politically, especially before election. If America's going into a recession, that's a perfect reason to help the American people out, right? If you're making trillions of dollars off of tariff revenue, you got the money to help the people out, right? What have you done to this point for the American people, the poor voters? What have you done to help them? That's why they voted for you. So I'm saying in every way, it helps out in every way. And I think that we are going to get that rebate check. Guys, I ask that you'll like the video, subscribe to the channel, make sure you get that notification bell. Also, guys, in the stream, everyone is welcome. I see y'all down there below. I'm finna jump down there with y'all. Y'all continue to let your voices be heard. One last thing, we got to pay the bills. I don't have any sponsors yet. I'm not taking money from no party or for no one else. So you guys, if super chat, super stickers, super thanks, they start at 99 cents. If you want to donate to the channel or start a conversation, have your comment read, please hit that button with that $ in it, and your donations are much appreciated. Colin said, would y'all please stop spamming the chat? Please stop spamming the chat. He says AOC fights for communism. Colin, I mean, like, listen, I can disagree with someone's political views as long as I know they're doing the main thing that they're supposed to be doing. Okay? Say you got a vehicle. You got 2 cars. You got a diesel car and you got a regular gas car. You got a gas car and a diesel car, okay? You got 2 cars. 2 cars. Say that you never had a diesel car and you don't want a diesel car, but the diesel car is 10 times better and it does what it's supposed to do. Say the gas car, it'll only drive 10 miles and then it'll cut off. And you got to wait 30 minutes and cut it, and then, you know what I'm saying, crank it back up and go 10 miles and cut off. And you got a 90-mile trip and you got to get there quick. And you got to choose between the gas car and the diesel car. What I'm saying is, I don't know if that's a good example, but AOC does a politician, Colin, to me, is supposed to fight for the people. That's their job. That's what they're supposed to be doing, is fighting for the people. And in my opinion, AOC does that. You have a lot of politicians that are accused of corruption. They're corrupt. You have a lot of politicians that's Mandami's whole situation. I'm not saying Eric Allen is corrupt, or I'm not saying that what's his name is corrupt. I forget his name. But I'm saying the first one, he got charged. He was the governor of New York, Como. He got charged with some sexual in whatever charges, and he or not charged with it, but accused of it. He's not governor no more. He left his term early. And then you have Eric Allen. He just been charged with charge. But you have Mandami, who is a political figure who you don't have no dirt on him. That's like Bernie Sanders. What dirt would you have on Bernie Sanders? Bernie Sanders preaches against corruption. He preaches against taking money from corporate interests. That's what he preaches against. So I'm saying somebody like him, to me, it'd be easy to prove that he's fraudulent if you can show that he actually takes money from, even if it's legally taking money from corporate interests. He's saying he don't even legally take money from businesses. He's doing it all with the people. I'm saying I could work with that. Like the two cars. You have two cars. You could say this diesel car ain't no good, and you could tell me 100 things wrong with diesel cars, Colin. But what I'm saying, out of these two cars on the table, out of 80 AOC and 80% of these politicians today who aren't on the Epstein list, 80% of these politicians today who aren't on the Epstein list, Bernie Sanders ain't on the list, Mandami's not on the list, and AOC ain't on the list. And I'm not talking about President Trump. I'm talking about, say you have such and such and so-and-so, and they have all this stuff on them or their dirt on them, and this politician over here doesn't, this progressive. And I'm saying this progressive, we know AOC fights for the people. I know Jasmine Crockett fights for the people. I know she does. So I'm saying if she get elected, she might make money. She might do all of that. She might help a rich person out. But what I'm saying is she's going to be fighting for we the people. She's going to, for the poor people, for the regular Americans, for the working class. If I know a politician is going to do that, that's their primary job, that's their primary focus, to me, that politician will be way better for America than a corrupt politician. Because all we know is what we see on the surface. It ain't no telling what them dudes doing behind the scenes to destroy our country. I'm not saying that a progressive is not capable of doing that as well. I'm just saying if a progressive has a clean record and is completely clean, that's how, as all Americans, we should start looking at this. How are we going to make a change? We're not going to change America until we first change ourselves. We have to change ourselves. We have to start voting for the best candidate on that ticket. It don't matter about no party. I keep trying to tell you. We might get in a situation where we could vote for a candidate that will actually get real change for, but if they're not in the right party, we might miss the opportunity, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm saying that, yes, I will vote for a progressive. Yes, I will vote for a Democrat. And yes, I am conservative. I have a conservative principles, and I'm a Christian. Just because a man is part of a certain party doesn't mean he's clean. Just because a man is part of a certain party doesn't mean that he cares about America or he gonna put the American people first. That don't mean nothing. I don't care what party he in. It's about his actions and what he do. And I know AOC. I see AOC on TV daily fighting for the people. I see her on TV. She be calling people's name from her district. Personal people, personal conversations she done had with people who's telling them her problems and want their voices heard, and she's saying what they're saying. She is the voice of the people. She's a voice. Some of these politicians, they don't never talk to the American people. They don't know nothing about what the American public say off of what they see on TV or somebody reporting. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying whichever politician is going to fight for the rights of the people is the politician that's best for America, period. So if you have two politicians, you would say neither one of these politicians are corrupt, then you're going to vote for the politician who best speak for you and what you believe, obviously. But I'm saying if you got two politicians and one of them's corrupt and the other one's a progressive, Colin, which one do you vote for? You got a politician that you know is corrupt against a politician who's a progressive. Who do you vote for? I'm saying, bro, I'm going to vote for the one that I know that's not corrupt. And Colin, you my boy, you my brother. I know that you going to feel the way that you feel, my boy, and I'm not hating on that at all. But that's just how I feel, man. I understand that progressives don't believe necessarily what I believe, but I'm saying fighting for the people's rights, that's the whole purpose of the job. So this guy up here saying he believes all the right things, but he doing some corrupt stuff. I'm saying I don't care about. I want you to do what you were designed to do. And if you were designed to fight for the rights of the people and uplift the people, that's what I'm expecting you to do as a politician. And I believe the politicians that best fight for the rights of the people are the politicians that's best for America. Karen said, I speaks the truth. Someone needs to. These politicians are destroying us from within. Need a completely new party. Man, we need someone. I agree with that, Karen. My phone, I'm having difficulty, so I can't pin the comment. But I agree with that, Karen, 1,000%. We need politicians to speak the truth. That's what attracted people to President Trump, is because his willingness just to say things that other politicians wouldn't say. Does that make sense? Well, that's what I'm saying. We need politicians that's going to just say the truth. And that's what you're going to get from Ghostwriter. No spin. And whether it helps the left or the right, it don't matter. I'm just going to put out what it is. Whatever it is. President Trump's job numbers look bad. We're not in a recession yet. He needs to do a rebate check for the American people. With all that tariff money, trillions, according to his word, with a T, those are his words, trillions with a T. All that money that they're getting, they need to give some of it back to the American people. The American businesses are paying some of that tax. Give them some of their money back. That's all I'm saying. Somebody says Canada is a socialist democracy and it's working just fine. Man, that socialism is becoming very popular in America. And I know that might not sound to my conservative friends, but I promise you guys, socialism at this point right now is becoming very popular in America. It's already extremely popular in Europe. Socialists or capitalists. And for America as a whole, socialism is picking up steam with the Democratic Party. My source for this is Harry Etienne, or Harry Enton, a CNN. I'll be watching him. But he says that the socialism is extremely popular with the Democratic Party, but capitalism, I think it was 12%, it's more popular with the regular Americans. I don't think a Democratic socialist could win a national election saying he's a socialist, because I think enough independents will probably side with the Republicans. I don't think you're ready for it yet. But I'm just saying, like, I'll support AOC as the leader of the Senate. She should be the minority whip right now. AOC should be the minority whip right now. And if she wants to run for Senate or Congress, whatever, I'm sorry. I don't have no problem with Hakeem Jeffries, but everyone knows AOC. I'm just sorry. Everyone knows AOC. Republicans, independents, Democrat. She's like her and Jasmine. Jasmine's a new Democrat, so a lot of people are now just getting to know Jasmine. But I'm saying AOC have been there for years. I'm talking about she was so young, and she been up there speaking and fighting, and she been scrapping with them for years with the American people. A young baby going up there fighting for regular American workers. I salute AOC. I salute her, baby. You have to. If you understand what government is, if you understand what a politician was elected to do and what they're actually supposed to do, then listen, if I'm a Saints fan, which I am, like I said before, and I see your arch nemesis or your arch rival playing football against you, which would be the Atlanta Falcons, I'm still going to salute Matt Ryan, the Falcons' former quarterback, their all-time leading passer, who beat the Saints a lot of times. I'm going to salute him as a good quarterback, even though he's not my quarterback and that's not my team. That's what I'm saying. I'm just different than other people. I'm going to see it for what it is. And AOC, that's my baby. She does what I believe in. She fights for the people. That's the thing about me, Colin, that will keep me from becoming just an all-the-way conservative or Republican, because I'm a litigator too, and I believe in protecting the rights of the people, marginalized people, poor people. The ACLU causes are a lot of times, those are causes that I fight for. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a little different kind of conservative. That being said, guys, I appreciate your time. We've been streaming for about an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? On the Friday and Saturday streams, I'll keep it down a little bit lower, but I will, though, you know what I'm saying, jump down in the comment section with y'all in just a moment and get some of y'all comments, man, if we talking about some stuff or if we having some fun or joking. So that's the content. That's the stream for today. I appreciate all you guys' love and support. I'm in New York, baby, the Empire State, out here on the Finger Lakes, man. I'm going to get out the way upstate New York and let y'all take it to check out the beautiful scenery, man. We the People, man. Live stream out here in New York, state number 16, the We the People tour, day number 65. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and give the outro to the stream, but we're not leaving yet. All the people, y'all know how we do at the end. You know what I'm saying? All my political people, I'm sure they're gone now. You know what I'm saying? Or they're going to be making their way out soon. Some of them will stay like the loyal supporters to the very end. That's what we do at the end. We'll just get in the stream, start talking. Sometimes we get to cutting up. Sometimes we change the subject, start talking about free speech and Charlie Kirk. I got a stream on free speech coming up on Monday. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow we're going to be talking about Russia. But definitely free speech is the hotbed conversation right now. But like I said, man, Legal Wars Live, I'm on the road. I'm out here in upstate New York. New York, man. This is what I've been doing the last 65 days of my life. Let me go down here a little closer to the lake. You got to be careful. Y'all see them rocks, man. They're real hot rocks. But this is what I do, man. I'm at waterfalls. I'm at lakes, man. I'm getting y'all all the content. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, man, it be cold out here in upstate New York in September, early in the morning. You see, ain't no sun out. Unfortunately, man, I can't go actually down there, lakeside, like I was in Lake Erie and Lake Michigan. You see that water's real clean too, man. They be out here. Right next to us is it's like Cornell University. They have like a selling team or something like that. So they be out there on that water, man. It's gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? You see those trees over there, man. They got bluffs, man. They really tall bluffs in some areas. The elevation, man, it gets really high up here. That's surprising in New York, but yes, they have waterfalls. You see those bluffs? You know what I'm saying? The bluffs over there, it's September and October coming. You guys know, if y'all from up here, those trees, they're going to start changing colors, man. You know what I'm saying? They'll go from orange to pink, all kind of beautiful colors, man. You know what I'm saying? Off that water, those sunrises and them sunsets. So that's what we doing, baby. We out here live, baby, from the state of New York. Yo, boy, Big Ghost Rider, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see Big Ghost Rider out here. Just want to let y'all know, let y'all see, and everything like that. If you guys have not liked the video, I ask, make sure right now that you guys go ahead and double tap that screen for me. Like that video. If you guys have not subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe. So every time we go live, you could come live with us. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go sit in the car for just a moment. I'm going to catch a few of these comments, man. See if you guys, what you guys talking about. If you guys want to discuss some things, I don't care if y'all being funny, man. You know what I'm saying? At the very end of the live stream, I will always open it up for the people, man. Ooh, don't throw your computer like that. Ghostwriter. I'm always for the people, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe this morning I got accused of supporting the corporate America. You know what I'm saying? Not ghostwriter, but you know I did. So that's quite unfortunate. What you guys talking about, man? What we talking about up in here, man? Let's see. Someone says, am I close to Ithaca? Yes, Ithaca is close to the Finger Lakes in New York. Somebody tell me to lay off the skinny jeans. I hear you. Do yourself some favor and do some research, bro. If you were a follower of the channel, or if you follow the channel, you know what I'm saying? I explain that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like I started Legal Wars Live because I want to appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeals. Even though I took political science, bro, in my mind, I was going to be doing straight legal stuff. I got 3 active cases, and I'll research when I have to for those cases. For this live stream, man, I'm saying I'm not a podcaster. I'm not dependent on a live stream. If it turns to that, if CNN hires me, then I'm not litigating cases no more. If I work for CNN, then of course I'm making however many hundreds or tens of thousands of dollars. Like, you're going to do the work. Or if I'm on a live stream and my annual or my monthly revenue that I bring in home was over $1,000 or $1,500, if it was some money to where I could pay a few bills, and have some pocket change, then yeah, I'll do the work. I'll do the research. But I'm saying, just coming up here, I'm just giving you news and analysis. That's it. I'm giving you news and analysis. And it's truth. It's no spin. It's no bias. I'm not trying to manipulate no numbers. I could do more research and manipulate numbers. I'm not trying to manipulate numbers. I'm just giving you guys truth. Straight truth. Common sense truth. That's what my goals are. Look, Beeline, I know that the American consumers are paying some, but I have data to show that it's not by much. So I think you actually have to do the research. Because what commodities the price have risen drastically in the last 7 months? What commodities? I didn't say the price of nothing has risen. I didn't say the American. You never heard me say an American consumer has not paid a penny more because of the price of the tariffs. That's not what I'm saying. My example is that America has a deficit with no way out. And we need to get out that deficit. And until you give us a plan, just like the Republicans have never gave us a plan on health care. Are you guys aware of this? The Republicans have never given us a plan on health care, but they're always attacking Obamacare. Well, that's like the Democrats or whoever. Y'all are attacking President Trump and these tariffs, but he's making money for America, and you have not given us any new way of making new income or new revenue. You be talking about cutting Social Security, which you can't do. You be talking about cutting all these entitlement programs, which you cannot do. So the tariffs is giving America new revenue. He said he's going to use some of the money to help the American people. So I never said that the consumers won't pay a higher price. They might pay a higher price. I never said that the businesses, or I said today that the businesses pay a higher price. That's a part of the thing. But that's what he needs to adjust and fix it, like he did the last time. The farmers that are affected by the higher prices, he helped them out. He gave them a stimulus. He talking about giving the American tax workers who make under a certain amount a stimulus. Then while he's doing that, they could go over all the businesses that were affected or any sector of the American economy that was affected and give them stimuluses with the tariff money. And that'll help some of the harm that has been caused by the tariffs. But I never said, like y'all are saying that I'm saying stuff or I feel in a certain way that I did not say. I'm not feeling that way. I did not say that. I never said that. I never said that the American consumers haven't paid any higher prices. I've said that it's not what y'all predicted. Y'all predicted that we were going to be in a recession already. You predicted that the prices, everything would be much higher. It's not much higher. It might be a little higher. Some things are lower. I have researched that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take, y'all taking a talking point. You taking a talking point. Like I said, I go by truth. I'm taking what really is happening. I'm not taking no Democratic talking points or no Republican talking points. I'm pulling numbers. And from them numbers, I'm extracting what's really happening with these policies. Ain't nobody else you gonna meet on the internet like me. I compare myself with famous people all the time. Those big podcasters or those big streamers are getting money from companies. Like, for instance, Rumble. Say you stream on Rumble. You getting your money from Rumble. Well, Rumble, I get money from YouTube, a small amount that, you know what I'm saying? I'm thankful, but it's a small amount. But it's not nothing that affects. If I was getting $6 million from YouTube, yes, someone could affect that. That's what I'm saying. You ain't going to want to lose it. So all these powerful people play politics behind the scenes, and it ends up influencing what people are coming out and reporting or you see what I'm saying? It ends up influencing that. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, I'm not in none of that. I'm just giving y'all facts and truth, and you probably not used to hearing it or getting it presented like this. Just straight truth. I never said that it did not raise the price of any good for a consumer. I never said that one time. Play it back that I said that. It hasn't raised it the way that we expected it to. Tremendously. No, it hasn't. He's getting the trillions of dollars from the tariff revenue that's helping cut budgets. If America takes in 10, I think I'm not no exact numbers, but I think America takes in about $5 trillion in taxes. That's the most money they take in is about $5 trillion or so in taxes. If I'm not mistaken, America gets about $10 trillion a year. Well, what President Trump is doing, he's saying we instead of getting 10 trillion a year, we getting 12 trillion a year. Instead of getting 10 trillion, we getting 12 trillion. And Ghost, if I stay president in the next 4 years, we'll be getting 14 trillion a year instead of getting 10 trillion. You got a deficit. You need more money. He's adding more money to the U.S. economy with the tariffs. You need that money. I don't care what you say, what you come up with, what you do, how you feel, none of that. You need that income that he's getting off them tariffs. And if he's talking about giving some of that back to the American people and the American businesses, that's a win situation. I don't see where we having a disagreement with or about what. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Yeah, corporations do avoid paying taxes. No one who is like you are like what you doing, sir, is you just wanting to say truths that I'm not disagreeing or arguing with. I don't say who said that. I never said nothing about a corporation and how much their tax rate is. I never said nothing about that. And if you were in this stream and you actually knew me, you would know that I do not support trickle-down economics. Never have. And because you have not heard this before, I will say it to you as I said it a million times before. What trickle down economics means to me is you have 10 people in the room and you lay $100 bill down and you expect every person in the room to get $10. But what happened, that's capitalism. You expect the money to freely be distributed to where everyone eats. But what happens is with trickle down economics, you'll go in the room and you'll have 9 people fighting over $1 and one man to have the other $9. And when the Republicans go in the room, the first thing they say is, we're going to give him a tax cut. That's what I've said about trickle down economics. I've never spoken in favor of trickle down economics. That being said, if President Trump's stock market is at record numbers, I'm a truth. I'm going to speak the truth. Okay, I'm not for trickle down economics, but his stock market is at record numbers. I'm not for trickle down economics, but at the beginning of his presidency, the first 5 months, his job numbers look good. I'm not for trickle down economics, but now his job numbers don't look good. I'm not for, do you get that? I'm just going to speak the truth wherever it takes us. That's what we need. We don't need, if you telling me that you paying higher prices for tariffs, I already know that. That CBO report, that's like one of the biggest talking points of Kamala Harris. And I'm saying, I don't know if you did, sir, but I'm saying that I actually volunteered for her campaign and donated to her campaign and came on here and did podcasts, probably about 20, 30 podcasts supporting her. Was speaking to lots of people, thousands of people about supporting her. I did that. So I'm saying I know all of her arguments. If you go back and watch the live stream and do your research, sir, if you do your research on me and this channel before you just start jumping down there and saying things, you obviously have not done your research, sir, on me and this channel. Obviously, you don't get it on me and this channel. I'm not like them. Ain't nobody else you see on that TV or on YouTube or the TV, Legacy Media. Which one of those? One of them is a judge. Fox got a judge. They got a bunch of lawyers. They got a bunch of people, smart, bright, talented people. How many of them want to appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeals? Which one of those pundits that they CNN get, Fox, which one of them want, or contributors to, want to appeal in the U.S. I've done that. Want to appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeals, and I've been to jail before. You ain't going to find nobody like me, bruh. And I served in the U.S. Army. I'm a disabled veteran. You want to keep going? They not like me. So when you come up in here, you need to recognize where you at. These people ain't like me. And you need to go back and watch my live streams, my videos, and my content so you can understand that I'm an independent. And I don't have no political affiliation, and I'm not going to speak nobody's talking points. President Trump has made tremendous amounts of money off of tariff revenue that is being added to the United States Treasury that's going to benefit Democrats as well. When he leaves, he's not spending all that tariff money, and the next Democratic president will have more money to help the American people with it. But y'all don't look at it like that. So I'm saying when you come in here at me, I'm not like everyone else. I do get it. I get it better than a lot of people get it. Joshua says, thank you for your service. I appreciate it, man. I love you in Christ as well. And I'm sure you probably a veteran too for you saying such kind words, Joshua. So Joshua Keller, thank you for your service, my brother. You said I'm arguing against my own interests. Who said that? Simica? Simica, you said that? Is that who you said, Simica? Sometimes life be like that. Sometimes life be like that. In some ways, I might be arguing against my own interests. And in some ways, I'm not. It's wisdom.
We have a president now, and his name is Donald J. Trump. So regardless of my support for Kamala Harris, that's not doing nothing to help America. Y'all, I get it. Y'all don't. Me supporting Kamala Harris today on September the 19th of 2025 does not do nothing to help America. September, October, November, that's like almost 10 months since he's been president. So I'm saying whether I argue for Kamala or for President Trump, I'm saying you saying affecting my interest, it's not going to change anything. He's going to be the president. Why not speak or have a voice or a channel of communication with someone you disagree with? Why not? It's a different way of thinking. I'm not arguing against my own interests. We keeping a channel of communication open with the White House or with the president. You don't bash or attack your political enemies or against what you believe. Just like I don't believe in a man changing his sex into a woman. I believe whatever you was born as, you stuck with. That's like me saying I want to bleach my skin to white because I was born black and I don't want to be black because I got a disadvantage. That's not fair. You feel me? In America, black is disadvantaged, so that's not fair. I'm gonna give me some bleach at. That's how I feel about changing my sex to a female. You see what I'm saying? But just because I don't believe in that, I could support VP Harris, which I did, and which I spoke out against that ritually. And she don't like that. She didn't like that. She's not gonna like that. She's not gonna like me speaking out on gays. And President Trump ain't gonna like me supporting the ACU and with Jasmine Crockett and them. But that's how the truth is. That's how the truth is. It's gray. The truth ain't black and the truth ain't white. There's a lot of things that are black and white. But there's multiple variations of the truth. Multiple. Of the same truth, honest truth. You just have to understand certain things that a lot of people don't understand. I am informed. I know exactly. I'm probably more informed than a lot of people. Just like when I heard President Trump say that the liberal Democrats are the fault for the violence. No, I didn't do research, but when I did, it was even the exact opposite. The Republicans were the fault. But I know enough to know that the Democrats weren't the fault. But I don't have to do no research to know that. I just know that. Some people just like that. There's stuff they just know. You can't hurt that. You can't do nothing with that because they got good memories or whatever. I hear something one time I remember. So I go out there and speak truth that I always do. No, we need to unite. And the Democrats aren't the fault for the majority of the violence. It's both sides. Go back and do your research on the channel and see if that's not what I said. And then when I did do the research, I came out and found out that no, the Republicans are the majority of most of the violence in the last 50 years, 6-1 over the Democrats. 6-1 more responsible. That's what you get from me. You get truth. You don't know if I'm for President Trump or against him. I like him as a person, as a human, but I'm for America. So viewing it from that standpoint, whatever the numbers say when I open the computer is what I'm going to say. The jobs had a negative report and the job report is not looking good. We went from adding over 100,000 jobs a month to losing and adding only 22,000 jobs. It's real close. We might get consecutive months of negative job report growth, which would be a recession. Republicans don't like that. What you want me to say? I'm going to speak the truth. I'm not against President Trump or for him. I like him as a person. That has nothing to do with me being against him or for him. The election's over. There's no choice to make. When there's a choice to make, then I'm going to choose a side. There's no choice or side to choose in my mind. See, for you guys, y'all stated y'all flag not in American soil, but in Democrat soil. You stated your flag not in American soil, but in Republican soil. So whenever it comes, so your day-to-day life, you are choosing Democraticness over America, or you choosing Republicanness over America. See, I don't do that. I choose America every single day, 365 days a year. And then at the time of election, then I choose a candidate or a party. Only when the choice is necessary for America. I only choose a party when the choice is necessary for America. Other than election times, I choose America, whatever that is. If President Trump got the economy good, that's choosing America. If the economy is bad and I speak on it, that's choosing America. If President Trump needs to help the poor people because they're starving, even though America is getting rich, and I speak on it, that's choosing America. If AOC fights for the people and I speak on it, that's choosing America, man. I'm choosing America. That's the problem. A lot of people ain't choosing America. They're choosing a party. He said, do I like Trump as a human? See, y'all trying to go about his character and stuff like that. Look, I like him as a human being for who he is today. Not for the things he did in his past. He wasn't president in his past. He's president today. So tell me about things that he's doing wrong today as a 79-year-old man who has a medical condition. All the stuff you talking about he did in the past, that's in his past. There's things he might have did in his past that are unforgivable to some, but what needs to be unforgivable to all, no evidence has been proven. It's been provided. There's no evidence of things that Donald J. Trump has done that would be unforgivable to all, like Jeffrey Epstein. If President Trump ever put his hands on a child, that is unforgivable for all Americans. You're going to see people leave from him in by the millions. The world will turn on him instantly if he ever did that. It's never been proven. So what I'm saying is the hatred you have for President Trump as a man too, because you could say he scammed some people before. You talking about something he did 30 or 40 years or 50 years ago. You could say he touched Eugene Carroll before inappropriately. You talking about stuff that happened 20, 30 years, 1990s, when Bill Clinton was the president. Most people, like Charlie Kirk, wasn't even alive when Bill Clinton was president in most of his term. Or in some of Bill Clinton's term. That's what I'm saying. So they don't even, you talking about stuff, that's why it's not going to register with most or a lot of voters, especially the younger voters. Because you talking about stuff that he did 100 years ago, but today we see him at McDonald's, Mickey D's dropping fries. That's cool. Today we see him getting off a dump truck. Today, the younger people, that's cool stuff. And y'all talking about stuff he did back when we weren't even alive. You guys got to go back and watch the content, man. You know what I'm saying? Click the video tab, man, and watch the videos. Click the live stream tab and watch the live streams. You got, before you start commenting, or just lay back for a second and just watch everything else. Because you got to understand the kind of person I am to get where I'm coming from. A lot of people don't get it. I know two people right now I follow on Instagram. Both of them are female representatives, and they are arch enemies. One a Democrat, one a Republican. That Democrat has done stuff for me. I love her with my whole heart. Love her to death. I adore her. The Republican, I've never really been to her state. I don't know anything she's done with me, but I've heard her say stuff that is favorable to points that surprised me. You know what I'm saying? There's conservative. If a conservative say something about God or God, you expect that family value. What I'm saying is, I heard her go against President Trump during the Iran war. I heard her line up with Democrats, and no one would expect her to do that, but she did it. See, I'm kind of middle conservative, so I follow her too. Well, the reason why I bring that up, a lot of people don't understand that. And the Democrat who's done stuff for me that I love with my heart, I continually let it be known that I got mad affection and love for you, and that's what it is. And if it ever came down for me to have to choose on a ballot, not just for that Republican and the Democrat, but to choose on a ballot against any Democrat, I'm going to choose my baby. She number one against other Democrats and Republicans too. Jasmine Crockett, baby, you number one. But at the same time, what I'm saying is I still follow a Republican or Democrats, even ones that beef. I don't look at stuff like that. If I was on Jasmine's payroll, or if I was forced to make a decision or a choice, of course I'm gonna be loyal and be real. But I'm saying I don't look at stuff like that. I'm gonna look at both sides and leave it open for both sides until it doesn't need to be. I think that's good for America. We keep forgetting that's how America was founded, on debate. It was a debate. It started as a debate, bro. It kind of always been a debate, man. It's about the debate. A healthy debate. We're supposed to love each other and be able to disagree with each other without a whole bunch of arguing or nonsense. 98 HD says Crockett is disgusting. I wish I could control my screen right now, because if I did, I hold on a second. I'm sorry. We can't do that. Look, you can't tell nothing. You can't say nothing about Jasmine in this stream. This stream ain't about no free speech. This ain't no free speech stream. Not when it comes to certain politicians. I like Kamala, I had to deal with it because she was on the ballot for president. But Jasmine ain't on no ballot for no president. So ain't nobody in here could speak about her unless you from Texas. And even if you from Texas, I really don't want to hear you saying nothing negative about Jasmine. That's not one you talk negative about. I'm in New York right now. I never with AOC or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, I don't think it's appropriate. Why would you speak badly about these women who I know that fights for the people? Like, that's crazy. Because you disagree with them politically. There's so many people I disagree with politically. I never say nothing bad about them. I mean, it's just that I like both sides. I like a lot of Republicans. Like Lindsey Graham. I like Lindsey Graham. I always have. John McCain. I always liked him. I'm talking about him and President Obama got along. He used to advise President Obama would listen to him. President Obama almost put John McCain in his cabinet. He put Republicans in his cabinet. Those were the times, not too long ago, where, both sides just try to be cool and cordial with each other. We need to get back to that, man. It's too much beef and stuff in America, man. I'm going to take a few more minutes, guys. I'm going to go and get out of here, man. Hour and a half of content, man. I'm going to do this one more time, man. I always do this before I get out of here, man. Let y'all see the light. You know what I'm saying? Out here chilling, man. I got a new vlog coming out soon, man. It's called Chasing Sunsets, man, and Chasing Peace, man. And I definitely want you guys to check that out. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be coming out probably in November. You know what I'm saying? Chasing Sunsets, man, and Chasing Peace, man. You know what I'm saying? So we went over the economy this morning. I know it's a conversation that, other people, we want to talk about free speech. Just guys, I probably will do a stream on free speech, and we might move that Russia one back till Monday, because we were going to talk about Russia tomorrow, and then we were going to talk about free speech on Monday, but I might switch them up because that free speech is just such a hotbed issue. You know what I'm saying? It's just something we all talking about, free speech. We gotta protect. If we take away our opponent's right to speech, we're gonna lose our right to free speech, left or right. If the Republicans do it to the Democrats this time, they're gonna do it to the Republicans next time, and we just gonna end up living in an authoritarian society. And for the Republicans, the Democrat might be the president when that happens. It might not go the way you think it does. Attack against one of us is attack against all of us. United we stand, divided we fall. So we'll do free speech tomorrow, y'all, if that's what the hot topic is. So we'll do free speech tomorrow, and then on Monday we'll go over Russia, because I really want to go over that Russia-Ukraine war, man. So many people are dying, and President Trump is at a point to where, you know what I'm saying, he's trying to end it, man. So I hope we could get it ended, man. That's 2 hours, y'all. We've been streaming, man. I'm going to step out for a second, and I'm going to allow y'all to say all y'all goodbyes and everything like that. I appreciate all the love and support. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get no donations today. We got a few yesterday, you know what I'm saying? So we keep pushing the donations. Another way that you guys can help, if you want to support the channel, you could just watch all the videos and don't skip no commercials. Because if we don't get paid off you watching the video, we get paid off you watching the commercial that's attached to the video. So you could watch all the videos and don't skip no commercials. You know what I'm saying? Watch the live streams, watch the content, support the channel, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It's a truth movement, man. That's what we need in America, a real truth movement. The second I get a big check from a studio, or if I go work for the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, it's not the truth movement no more. I'm still personally accountable for operating in the place of truth. I would like to say it like that. But it's not the truth movement no more if I go work for one of those parties. Because if I'm working for a Democrat, I don't know how y'all get down. I would know that I'm being biased. I would know that I'm not being fair. Because I'm going to do the work as a litigator, a fighter for that party. You see what I'm saying? But like I've said from the very beginning, I'm not obligated to no party. No party has paid me any money whatsoever. I've never got, I ain't taking no dough. I take donations, but I'm not getting, off of YouTube, I don't get money from nowhere else. You see what I'm saying? No other organizations, no other nothing. You know what I'm saying? So everything I'm doing it from right here, y'all. I'm relying on you guys. Like AOC and Bernie Sanders, small donations from regular people to get the truth out there. That being said, y'all, that's about my time, man. I'm going to go chunk this little goody stuff, trash out my car, like keeping it clean up in here, man, clean as possible, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go dump this stuff real quick, man, get this stuff out, and then I'm going to come back and give the close, man. I appreciate y'all, man, all the love and support. One more time, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Man, they got these little gnat critters out here, man. Little gnat critters. Hold up, let me grab my sunglasses. I call them my hater blockers, bro. I gotta keep my hater blockers on in case I see some haters. Man, look, I'm finna get out of here, man. Like I said, I appreciate you guys showing up. You know what I'm saying? 2 hours I put in the time. I came and I delivered the content, even though it's probably something that's not very interesting politically right now, talking about the economy. I think it's important to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? That rebate check been pushing for, man, to help the people. We the people. That is what we the people is about. I got 3 active cases right now. Okay? And one of them has to do with harassing someone, and let's see. And the other 2 cases aren't discrimination cases, but I have another discrimination case to file.
You know what I'm saying? If it's a personal injury case or a case like that, that's more about me personal. I have two cases like that. But then I have a case that's about a discrimination case, and that case is about, you know what I'm saying? Helping others, we the people. And the same thing goes with, you know what I'm saying, with this podcast or this live stream, excuse me, or anything that I do. It's about the people, the voice, helping the people, man. We the people. So I am authentic in that. That being said, man, like, look, I say this every time, man. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I get in a situation bigger than me, I give it to God. I don't know what people who do not have God do, because in life you will get in situations that are bigger than you. That's just a part of life. So I don't know what you do when you get in that situation. What do you guys do? I get on my knees and I pray and I ask God for his help, saying, God, this is bigger than me. I know my heart. You know my heart. Please help me, man. And I get up from that prayer and I leave that prayer right there at his feet. And I fully expect him to answer my prayer, which he does. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I'm always thankful. I don't care what no man or no human say. I'm thankful for God because God loves me. You got to learn to separate things. Put your faith and trust in him, in God. That's what I did. I trust God. I believe in God. You know what I'm saying? I asked God to help me, man. Told God I believe in him, man. I trust in him. I accepted him as my personal savior, man. I'm not trying to preach a sermon to you. I'm trying to tell you how I deal with life. I'm trying to tell you who Ghostwriter is, why I feel the way I feel. I'm not a typical Christian either. You know what I'm saying? But I am a Christian and I do love God, man. And I'm trying to help you, man. You get in a situation bigger than you, man. You give it to God, man. Every day I wake up, I say, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, man. It's a beautiful life, man. Y'all see it behind me, upstate New York. I'm a small. I'm not that small. Born in abject poverty, bro. Where I'm from, even the people who got money, a lot of them been to New York. But I'm talking about upstate New York, people from South Mississippi, and spend weeks out here. And it's the 16th state I spent this year. Blessed and thankful, man. Regardless of how I look on the surface, man, blessed and thankful. I'm thankful to God. Every day I wake, I'm thankful. Won't stop being thankful. You know what I'm saying? And you should too. That's my time, man. I appreciate all the love and support, man. I love every last one of y'all. I promise I do. With my whole heart. We're going to be live tomorrow morning. Y'all just jump on at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. We coming live, man. Big Ghostwriter, man. Y'all be good. Y'all get out there and live, man. Go discover. Go explore.